This audio fiction is recorded for an adult audience. It may contain scenes of explicit sex, violence, and disturbing supernatural entities. Listener discretion is recommended.
Paris, A Curse in the City of the Catacombs. Chapter 1. Down and Out in Dublin and Paris. I don't often talk about why I left Paris last year, but my mind won't leave it alone. Memories of my neighbour, Madame Blankenfelde, jolt me with the realization that there are things out there that want to hurt us, to hunt us. By things, I should be clear. I mean entities of this earth, but not formed of flesh and blood. This last quality is perhaps why they covet us. I had left Dublin for Paris as a struggling poet, following in the footsteps of James Joyce and many Irish writers and poets who all had their Paris phase. I even journeyed to the City of Light in the same manner of those luminaries, by boat and train. No low-cost airlines for me. There has to be some hardship, I thought. I mean, I'm not escaping the mass deaths of the Irish famine, nor grinding colonial oppression. Nope, I'd merely been performatively dumped by my girlfriend during a slam poetry evening. Her explosive argument practically shut down the event. I was so embarrassed. Another reason to leave Dublin. It didn't help our chances that my poetry had received twice as many votes as her own. On top of being dumped, the gourmet burger company I slaved for near Trinity College fired me without explanation. I later heard from Neve, a co-worker from Donegal, that my beardless face, ginger curls, and generous Guinness waistline just weren't hipster enough. Hipster enough, I cried. For fuck's sake, I'm literally a starving poet. Chapter 2. Résidence Rambaud. I can still feel the relief as I finally stood outside the sadly yet gracefully decaying Résidence Rambaud mansion block on that sweltering August day, after picking my way through the dog turds that peppered the pavement. Graffiti covered the length of the building as high as hands could reach. Being August, Paris was half empty, but the air was still thick with weed. At the base of the building were large incongruous foundation stones, the sad remains of a former medieval abbey. 500 years of dog piss had stained their hard surface like an abstract painting. I heard from another tenant that bricked-up secret tunnels in the basement once led deep into the bone-filled Paris catacombs. Behind me, a metro train roared out of the iron lattice of the raised Barbès Rochechouart metro station. I squinted at the hideous carvings in the honey-coloured stone, gargoyle faces, and macabre twisting vines and wilting flowers. They surrounded every door and window of Résidence Rambaud. I think I sweated 3 bottles of Evian just lugging my huge suitcase up the first 4 flights of stairs. I remember pausing and leaning into the stairwell, trying to figure out the origin of some Arab music that echoed around me, as it very often would on the streets of what is now a very Tunisian and Algerian neighbourhood. Within walking distance were the picturesque hilly cobbles of Montmartre, made famous to some by the movies Amélie and Moulin Rouge, and known to others as the haunt of Monet, Renoir, Van Gogh, and Picasso. Montmartre was where I really wanted to live, but the rents were higher than the dome of Sacré-Cœur, the neighbourhood's crowning glory. Shit! I jumped. A frail, thin little lady, hair the colour of snow, was watching me, emotionless, from the top of the stairs. I laughed at the absurdity of it, grabbed my suitcase, and out of nowhere she was suddenly next to me. "Oh, excuse me," I said. "I hope I'm not in your way." She looked into my eyes, crossed herself like a good Irish Catholic, then muttered something inscrutable as she melted down the stairs. That was weird, I thought, but I got used to it. That was my first experience of my decidedly eccentric neighbour, Madame Blankenfelde. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please subscribe.